Have you ever stopped to consider the sheer stuff your brain is doing right now? Processing the light from your screen, maintaining your posture, regulating your heartbeat, ignoring that tiny nagging thought about what you need to buy from the shops later. Your brain is a universe of activity. It's a biological supercomputer. But what if I told you this machine has a secret weakness, a hidden traffic jam? Once you understand it, it will change how you think, learn, and live. It's not about thinking harder, it's about thinking smarter. It all starts with one simple, powerful concept, not sci-fi, a real limitation baked into our evolutionary hardware. We imagine our minds as infinite playgrounds. We praise multitasking, we glorify the hustle, we push to do more, faster, but your brain isn't limitless. It's a small, exclusive workshop with limited workbenches. Too many projects on those benches. Chaos. Nothing gets finished properly. This mental clutter has a name. It's the invisible force behind stress. Forgetfulness. Those baffling brain freeze moments. Think about the last time you felt truly overwhelmed. During a hectic workday, emails pinging your phone, buzzing a colleague asking for a quick minute, or while studying for an important exam. Notes, textbooks, video lectures competing for your attention. In those moments, you weren't failing. Your brain wasn't broken. It was hitting a predictable ceiling. A ceiling most of us don't even know exists. We blame ourselves. Not focused enough, not smart enough, not disciplined enough. What if the problem isn't you? What if it's the strategy you're using to manage your mind? By the end of this, you won't just understand the limit, you'll have keys to a more efficient, less stressful way of thinking. So, what is this invisible force causing so much mental chaos? It's called cognitive load. Imagine your working memory is a small glass jug. Every piece of information you're trying to handle, every task you're juggling, every decision you need to make, is a stream of water pouring into it. A little water is fine. The jug can handle it. You can hold a phone number in your head while you walk across the room to find a pen. But pour in water from multiple taps at once. The jug overflows, quickly. That overflow is cognitive overload. Cognitive load theory was developed by John Sweller in the 1980s. Our working memory is incredibly limited. Long-term memory is a vast warehouse, but the conscious mind can only hold a tiny amount of new info at once. Classic estimate, 7 items. Recent research, maybe 4. 4 things, that's it. You're following a complex recipe. Ingredients, quantities, sequence of steps, oven temperature, cooking time. Each one takes up a slot. Someone asks about your weekend. A new piece arrives. Your mental jug overflows. You forget if you added the salt. You mix up the next 2 steps. We've all been there. You are sitting on the sofa, deep in thought. A purpose crystallizes in your mind. You need something. You stand up with absolute conviction. You walk purposefully into the kitchen. And stop. You stand in the center of the room, a statue of bewilderment. What just happened? You didn't develop amnesia. You became a victim of cognitive overload. Your brain didn't fail, your process did. This is the room of forgotten intentions. Let's rewind the tape. Back on the sofa. I'm thirsty. I'll get a glass of water. As you stood up, your brain started processing other things. Spatial calculation, visual distraction, auditory input, a new mental task, thinking about tomorrow. Your brain has no VIP memory lane. Everything gets thrown into the same small jug. Get water gets jostled by, avoid table, ignore dust. What's that noise? You cross the threshold, the doorway effect. Working memory floods. To make room, your brain jettisons the least active data. Unfortunately, that was your original reason. The intention was overwritten. So we know our working memory is small. But how small? The reality is both humbling and fascinating. Did you know that your brain, the most complex structure in the known universe, processes about 11 million bits of information from your senses every single second? 11 million. Your eyes, your ears, your skin, they are all fire hoses of data. And yet, how much of that can you consciously process? The estimates vary, but a generous figure is around 50 bits per second. That's it. 50. That's not a typo. You are consciously aware of less than 1/millionth of 1% of the information your brain is handling right now. This staggering difference highlights the most important job your brain has: filtering. Your brain isn't a recording device, it's a master editor, constantly deciding what's important enough to make it to your conscious awareness, and what can be safely ignored. This filtering process is itself a task that consumes cognitive resources. When you're in a loud, busy cafe trying to have a conversation, your brain is working overtime not just to hear your friend, but to actively suppress the sounds of the coffee machine, the chatter from other tables, and the music playing overhead. This is why you feel so mentally drained after socializing in a noisy environment, even if you had a great time. Here's another surprising fact. Multitasking is a myth. I know, we all feel like we're doing it, but what our brains are actually doing is something called task switching. It's a rapid toggling between different activities like a frantic plate spinner running back and forth. Every time you switch, there's a cognitive cost. It takes time and mental energy to disengage from one task and re-engage with another. This is why trying to write an email while on a conference call is so inefficient. You end up doing both tasks poorly, and it takes you longer than if you had simply done them one after the other. Your brain is paying a tax with every single switch. This bottleneck is the source of so much of our modern stress. We live in a world designed to overwhelm our 50-bit per second consciousness. Notifications, advertisements, open plan offices, 24-hour news cycles. They are all relentless attacks on our brain's filtering system. We are forcing a system designed for the focused attention of a savannah hunter to operate in the middle of a digital fireworks display. It's no wonder we feel frazzled and forgetful. But what if we could build a better firewall? What if we could deliberately manage what gets through the bottleneck? Well, there's a way. And it starts with taming the chaos. So how do we begin to manage this flood? The first and perhaps most powerful hack is to stop playing whack-a-mole with your tasks. It's a technique I call batching chaos, grouping similar tasks together and executing them in one dedicated, uninterrupted block. Instead of letting your day be a random sequence of reactive nonsense, you impose a structure that respects your brain's limitations. Think about it. Your brain hates task switching, so why would you design your day around it? The solution is beautifully simple. Don't. But what does that look like in practice? Let me show you. Consider the single greatest enemy of modern focus: email. Most people keep their email open all day long. Every time a new message arrives, a notification pops up demanding a slice of your cognitive load. You switch from your important report, read the email, maybe fire off a quick reply, and then try to get back to your report. But as we know, there's a cost to that switch. You have to reload the context of the report into your working memory. Now, what if you only checked your email twice a day, say, once at 11:30 in the morning and once at 4 in the afternoon? You would turn off all notifications and dedicate a 30-minute block to only processing emails. During that email batch, your brain is in a single mode. It's primed for reading, replying, and archiving. It doesn't have to switch contexts. You are creating an artificial boundary that protects your deep work time from the constant, low-level distraction of incoming messages. The same principle applies to almost anything. Instead of making one phone call now and another in an hour, create a calls batch and make all your calls back-to-back. Instead of running one errand today and another tomorrow, batch your errands into a single trip. You are essentially creating themed work sessions for your brain. This might feel uncomfortable at first. Your brain, conditioned by years of dopamine hits from constant notifications, will crave the distraction. But stick with it. By batching tasks, you are minimizing the cognitive cost of task switching and allowing yourself to enter a state of deep focus, or flow, on your more important work. You'll find that you not only get more done, but the quality of your work improves dramatically. You're no longer just reacting to the world, you're curating your attention. So my question to you is, what's the one recurring distracting task you could start batching today? Our first hack was about managing the flow of tasks. This next one is about clearing the decks entirely. Remember how your working memory is like a tiny jug or a workbench with only 4 slots? Well, one of the biggest sources of cognitive load is all the stuff you are trying to remember to do. Mental to-do lists, appointments, brilliant ideas that pop into your head at inconvenient times. Each one of these open loops is a task that sits in your working memory, taking up a precious slot. But what if you could get it all out of your head? This is the core idea behind David Allen's Getting Things Done methodology, and it is profoundly effective because it's based on how your brain actually works. Your brain is brilliant at having ideas, but it is terrible at holding them. It's a factory, not a warehouse. So the hack is this. The moment a task idea or to-do enters your head, you must get it out and capture it in a trusted external system. A physical notebook, a note-taking app on your phone, a dedicated to-do list application. The tool doesn't matter. The habit of immediate capture is everything. Think of the mental relief this provides. Let's say you're working on a presentation and you suddenly remember you need to book a dentist appointment. In the old way, you'd try to keep that thought in the back of your mind. Don't forget the dentist, don't forget the dentist. It's now occupying one of your 4 mental slots, reducing your capacity to focus on the presentation. With the offloading method, you take 2 seconds to jot down "book dentist" in your trusted system. Done. The thought is captured. Your brain, trusting that the external system won't forget, can now release that mental slot. It's free to return its full attention to the task at hand. This goes for everything. Big project ideas, shopping list items, books you want to read, people you need to call. Get it all out of your head and into your system. Once a day, once a week, you can review your captured items and organize them. This act of offloading frees up an incredible amount of cognitive bandwidth. It silences the constant low-level anxiety of trying not to forget things. You can finally use your brain for what it's best at: creative problem-solving, deep thinking, rather than acting as a faulty, stressed-out reminder service. What mental baggage are you carrying right now that could be offloaded in the next 60 seconds? We've traveled from the room of forgotten intentions to the myth of multitasking. But knowledge is only potential power. The real change, the real brain hack, happens when you turn these ideas into action. It's not about finding more willpower, it's about creating a smarter system for your mind to operate within. Choose one. Just one of these strategies to try for the next 3 days. And as always, thanks for reading.